Hi, Dave here from the Whole Food Revolution. I thought I'd talk to you today about ulcerative colitis, which is a condition that I've had I was diagnosed in 2008, but in reality I had it probably a couple of years before that. So I've been living with this condition for more than 10 years. And over that time, I've done a lot of research, tried a lot of different things, and I've come across a few foods that have really, really helped me in terms of managing my condition. And I thought I'd share those with you today. So here I have them laid out. I'll talk about the first one there. That is kefir. It's a probiotic culture, or a SCOBY, which stands for symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeasts. And that's made with milk, full fat milk. And what you do is you strain the milk off every day, and you keep the grains and put it in fresh milk. The milk that you've strained off, then you take that, and it's a very potent probiotic. It's actually it has about 30 different strains of beneficial bacteria, whereas yogurt, for example, would only have four or five. It's very potent probiotic. It's really helped me in terms of reducing inflammation in my gut. The second one I'm going to talk about there, that is fresh turmeric root. Well, that's actually, I've taken that from my freezer. I freeze that, I buy it in bulk and freeze it. And then I've got some black pepper next to it. And the reason why I take it with black pepper is black pepper helps with absorption of turmeric, the active compounds in turmeric. And it is a very potent anti-inflammatory. So for anyone with an autoimmune disease, turmeric is a good thing to take because it helps dampen down the inflammatory response in your immune system. The next one there, I'm going to look at bananas. So bananas are they're very high in this fiber called inulin. That's also present in other foods such as Jerusalem artichokes and foods of the onion family, so leeks, onion, garlic, etc. Inulin is very good. It's a very good prebiotic. So what that does is it feeds beneficial bacteria in your gut. In particular, a strain of bacteria called bifidobacterium. And what those little guys can do is help crowd out any of the bad guys. So and that helps keep your gut in good health. The next one there I've got there is that's vitamin D, particularly important this time of year in the Republic of Ireland. I I have a cold, and in truth that's because I forgot to be taking it, and since I had this cold that I've just had, and I noticed a little flare up in my guts, and I started taking a vitamin D, and it's calmed it back down again. So especially in the winter months, I think if you have an inflammatory condition, you've got to be taking a supplement of vitamin D, and in the summertime, trying to get sunlight on your skin as much as possible to get that vitamin D in your system. The next one I've been taking that's raw garlic. So raw garlic is what I do is I just chop it up, and I would swallow that with water straight down. It can take a bit of getting used to, and your spouse or partner might not thank you for it. But what garlic does is, especially in the raw form, it has this compound called allium, and allium is destroyed by cooking, so that's why you need to take it raw. But allium is a very potent antibacterial. What it tends to do as well, it kills bad bacteria whilst keeping the good ones alive. It's also very good against parasites and against viruses. So yeah, raw garlic is a good thing to take, and one clove a day, just chopped up raw and swish it down with water is not that bad. It can repeat on you a bit, and yeah, as I say, your spouse might not thank you for it. The next one I've got there is wheatgrass powder. Now I've got powder there which I take just because of convenience, but if you can get the fresh stuff, wheatgrass is very good. There's been some studies to suggest that wheatgrass is particularly beneficial for people suffering with ulcerative colitis. If you're interested, you can go into Google Scholar and type in wheatgrass and ulcerative colitis, or the same with turmeric and kefir. So there are scientific papers there for you to look at if you want to delve deeper into it. But those are, I've researched these foods and I've tried these foods and they've definitely helped me. So I couldn't recommend them enough. I'm just going to show you one other thing, a couple of other things. Like this is cognac, and this is a no-no. Okay, alcohol is the worst thing for ulcerative colitis. If you do want to seriously treat your disease, then you've got to get rid of it. There's no other way. It's the worst trigger that you can have. If you're trying to manage your condition, if you're trying to manage an inflammatory condition, alcohol is just the worst thing. You can't take it, unfortunately. And I quit booze in 2011, and it was a very difficult thing to do. But I wouldn't go back now. So, it's made such a difference. And anything processed. So like here I've got biscuits, sweets, anything that's that's processed food. Get rid of it. Get rid of the booze. Get rid of the processed food. You really can't eat these foods and expect to stay healthy, especially if you have an inflammatory condition. The main reason for the thing with those foods is that they're high in sugars. Alcohol is basically sugar. It promotes an inflammatory condition, inflammatory response in the body, and you're never going to get well if you have ulcerative colitis, or indeed other sort of inflammatory autoimmune diseases. You're never going to get well if you eat those things. So I suppose in that way it's it's difficult, but you have to make big. It's a serious condition. Any inflammatory or autoimmune disease is a serious condition, so you have to make serious changes in order to deal with it. So I hope that's helpful, and thanks for listening.